Hey everyone, it's Bubs, and today I have 7 tips to help you lose weight and keep it off. Let's get into it. Now before we start, I just want to say that if you could like, comment, subscribe, and do all that stuff that you're regularly asked to do, I'd really appreciate it. And that these tips aren't in no specific order besides the first one, because all of them kind of bounce off the first one in a sense. If you don't know the first tip, the rest of them won't make sense, okay? Tip number 1, eating in a calorie deficit. Law of thermodynamics. Instead of just saying the law, I'm just gonna give you a really good analogy that I think will clear up a lot of confusion. Think of your body like a car. If I get 20 miles per gallon on my car and I put 1 gallon of gas in my car, I should roughly get 20 miles of driving. Granted, this number can be manipulated slightly if I'm driving really fast or if I'm driving really slow, city, highway, but to keep it simple, 20 miles per gallon, I put 1 gallon in my car, I should get 20 miles of driving. Now let's take this back to your body. If my body burns 2,000 calories in a day, and I eat 2,000 calories a day, my weight isn't gonna fluctuate. So I'm not in a calorie deficit, I'm just maintaining if I were eating 2,000, right? So to get in a calorie deficit, you have to drop those calories, let's say from 2,000 to 1,800. And then over the course of a few weeks, you would lose 1 pound of fat. If you tracked everything super perfect, it did not mess up, but the chances of you doing that are slim. You're gonna under track, over track, move more, move less, it varies. Just try to do a good job. You wanna know how to eat in a calorie deficit? Well, it's simple. For 1 week, just track everything you eat, write down the calories, and if the scale goes up or down, then you know where to adjust from there. If the scale went up, you drop those calories down until the scale goes down. Unless you want it to go up, then hey, keep eating what you eat. Tip number 2, this one's really easy and simple to understand. Be busy. If you have a job and you're not home all day, the chances of you binging are a lot less because you literally just do not have time to binge. All right, tip number 3, your diet shouldn't feel like a diet. If there's anything you eat in your plan, whether you don't like cooking it or you don't like eating it, you've already messed up and you're gonna fail, because if you have to do something you don't like every single day, probably not gonna do it. All right, let's just be real here. So the tip here basically is to find foods that not only that taste really good, but you like to cook. So for me, I just live off of the French toast, popcorn, ice cream, and wraps. All very easy stuff to make and takes minimal time and effort. The French toast I can meal prep for the entire week. Wraps, I have all the ingredients laid out and it takes me 2 minutes to make it, and the ice cream, I can let it blend and go do something else, and the popcorn, just throw in the microwave, boom, done. Number 4, do everything in moderation. Well, what do I mean by this? Basically, whenever we try to do something, we're always going to the extreme. It's, oh man, I'm gonna go to the gym 7 days a week. Oh man, I'm gonna run every day. Oh man, I'm gonna, I can't think of a lot of examples, but I'm sure you've heard someone say that they're just gonna do this one thing every single day, non-stop, take no breaks, and then they do it for like a week or 2, and then after that, you see them stop. It's because they just go to the extreme. So, take it slow and do everything in moderation. You are going to mess up, and that's okay. You might binge, you might eat a couple extra 1,000 calories, but it's okay. You don't have to punish yourself by eating less or doing more cardio. Just jump right back onto the foods you're eating the next day like nothing happened, because it's okay. Even professional bodybuilders don't have that extreme willpower to, eat perfect 99, 100% of the time. They can do it up to the show, but once the show's over, the tower is there's gonna be a few stones coming off the tower, but it's okay, because they know that this is a long-term thing and not just something that needs to happen tomorrow. This is one of the most important tips, cardio. It's very simple. Not only are you working out your heart, which is the most important muscle in the body, but you're burning calories, which is allowing you to be in a greater deficit meaning you can eat more food. I'll explain this. If you find that you're getting hungry all the time and you just, you can't seem to put the fork down, you can't stop eating, if you do cardio and burn a couple hundred extra calories, you can eat a couple hundred extra calories without gaining weight. It's a no-brainer. The hardest part with cardio though is trying to find some form of cardio that you like. I like to do the Stairmaster because it's low impact. I can prop my phone up right there and just step away and watch some fun YouTube video, and before I know it, 30 minutes have gone by and I've burnt 450 calories. If there's some series you want to watch, like One Piece that's like 1,000 episodes, make it your goal to watch One Piece while doing the stair stepper. You'll be shredded. There's no way you won't be able to lose weight watching One Piece and doing the stair stepper at the same time. Almost done here. Tip number 6. Throw out the junk food. Okay? If you have junk food in your house, whether you bought it or your parents bought it, and you have to walk by the cookies or the Oreos, which is my personal favorite, you're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat every single Oreo. All the Oreos are gone. Every single, you will not be able to stop. It's like some ravenous beast took over you, transform into a werewolf, and you just can't stop. So, throw out the food or just don't buy it in the first place. It's like telling a drug addict or an alcoholic not to drink the alcohol and then placing the alcohol right in front of them and telling them, okay, don't drink this because you're not supposed to, and you're supposed to have the willpower to not drink it. No one has the willpower to not drink it or not eat the food. So, don't buy the crap, or if you have the crap, throw it out. And I know some of you might be living with your parents or family and they might not be wanting to lose weight and they like the foods that they eat. It's going to be very difficult to convince them, or even impossible. And in that case, you need to have foods that taste so good, so close to that sweet treat or savory treat that it doesn't affect you. And I'll make a video on this explaining how to do it if any of you are curious. We're done here. Number 7. This is one of the biggest tips, and I think a lot of people need to hear this. If you stay until the end of the video, awesome, good for you. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon, okay? If it's one of those things, the tortoise and the hare. Yeah, the hare got to the finish line first, but now the hare has a broken leg and he's gained all the weight back. The tortoise took it nice and slow, didn't injure himself, and did not crash diet and yo-yo. If you take the weight loss thing too fast, which I have done, I've been trying to figure out how to eat and lose weight for 3 years now, and I finally figured it out. You're gonna lose a bunch of weight real quick and then gain it all right back because you're so freaking hungry you just can't stop. If you're losing more than 1 to 2% of your total weight per week, you need to slow things down, increase the calories just a little bit, so that way you're losing at a very slow pace, a couple pounds a month over the course of a year or two, and you're golden, all right? We don't want anyone crash dieting and yo-yo dieting. Don't do any juice fast, crazy intermittent fasts, crazy crash dietings. I'll put a picture here, ding, really big, and a picture here, ding, much smaller, right? That happened in the course of about a month and a half. And I'm gonna put another picture right there that shows that I just gained all the weight back in a few months because I crash dieted too hard. Now, since the start of quarantine, I've taken it very slowly and I've gone from 240 to about 193-ish. Don't know, my scale's kind of messed up-ish right now. And it's, it's November now, almost October, whatever. You know what I mean. Just take things slow. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. The tortoise wins, not the hare. Okay, and there it is, my 7 tips and tricks that I use every single day to make sure I lose weight and keep it off and don't end up back where I used to be. I know a lot of these topics I vaguely covered and kind of glossed over, like cardio and eating in a deficit and not yo-yo dieting. All those will be answered in later videos. I'm gonna do stuff where I kind of explain how I started getting into fitness, why did I want to lose weight, what's my story, and that kind of stuff. Before I start getting into making those videos, I just want to get much better equipment because I think those are very informative and one-time videos you can only make, and I want them to be the best that they can be instead of this echoey, low mic, I think the video looks good, but the audio quality is just, it's very echoey and so gotta fix that. But thank you so much for watching the end of the video. If you could like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, anything that you can do to help me out, I love you. And until next time, have a great day. Yeah. Ooh.